Hey, 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 what's up, y'all? It's your boy, y'all's chosen one, at it again. We are in the great book of Jasher. Gotta do some catching up because we have completed Genesis, so I gotta do some catching up with Jasher. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get it cracking. We on chapter 46, and let's get it going. In those days, Joseph was still confined in a prison house in the land of Egypt. At that time, the attendants of Pharaoh were standing before him, the chief of the butlers and the chief of the bakers, which belonged to the king of Egypt. And the butler took wine and placed it before the king to drink, and the baker placed bread before the king to eat. And the king drank of the wine and ate of the bread, he and his servants and ministers that ate at the king's table. And whilst they were eating and drinking, the butler and the baker remained there. And Pharaoh's ministers found many flies in the wine which the butler had brought, and stones of nitre were found in the baker's bread. And the captain of the guard placed Joseph as an attendant on Pharaoh's officers, and Pharaoh's officers were in confinement 1 year. He'll bring the king some nasty bitter wine and the bread all messed up. And at the end of the year, they both dreamed dreams in one night in the place of confinement where they were. And in the morning, Joseph came to them to attend upon them as usual. And he saw them, and behold, their countenances were dejected and sad. And Joseph asked them, remember, this is Genesis chapter 40. This is what's going on. Why are your countenances sad and dejected this day? And they said unto him, we dreamed a dream, and there is no one to interpret it. And Joseph said unto them, relate, I pray you, your dream unto me, and the Almighty shall give you an answer of peace as you desire. So this is chapter 40, verse 6 through 8. And remember, Joseph is a prisoner right now, and he's getting all these, like I said, I think Pharaoh knew that he didn't do anything, but it was just, it was Pharaoh's, how should I say, his ego, that can't be done, your wife going after another man. No, we got to get it on you. We got to blame it on you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how that went down. So he's getting all these things while he's in prison. Verse 8, and the butler related his dream unto Joseph, and he said, I saw in my dream, and behold, a large vine was before me, and upon that vine I saw 3 branches. That's 50. That's verse 40, verse 9. And the vine speedily blossomed and reached a great height, and its clusters were ripened and became grapes. That's chapter 40 in Genesis, verse 10. And I took the grapes and pressed them in a cup and placed it in Pharaoh's hand, and he drank. And Joseph said unto him, the 3 branches that were upon the vine are 3 days. Yet within 3 days the king will order thee to be brought out, and he will restore thee to thy office. And thou shalt give the king his wine to drink as at first when thou wast his butler. But let me find favor in thy sight, that thou shalt remember me to Pharaoh, when it will be well with thee, and do kindness unto me, and get me brought forth from this prison. For I was stolen away from the land of Canaan, and was sold for a slave in this place. And he's telling the truth, because he was stolen away. That's this is chapter 40, verse 13 through 15 in Genesis. And also that which was told thee concerning my master's wife is false, for they placed me in this dungeon for naught. It was false pretense. And the butler answered Joseph, saying, if the king deal well with me as I at first, as thou last interpret to me, I will do all that thou desirest, and get thee brought out of this dungeon. And the baker, seeing that Joseph had accurately interpreted the butler's dream, also approached and related the whole of his dream to Joseph. Not so good for the butler. For the baker here. And he said unto him, in my dream I saw, behold, 3 white baskets upon my head. And I looked, and behold, there were in the uppermost basket all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh. And behold, the birds were eating them from off my head. And Joseph said unto him, the 3 baskets which thou didst see are 3 days. Yet within 3 days Pharaoh will take off thy head, and hang thee upon a tree, and the birds will eat thy flesh from off thee, as thou sawest in thy dream. That's Genesis 40, verse 16 through 19. In those days, the queen was about to be delivered, and upon that day she bare a son to the king of Egypt. And they proclaimed that the king had gotten his firstborn son, and all the people of Egypt together, with the officers and servants of Pharaoh, rejoiced greatly. And upon the third day, that could have been Joseph easily, if Joseph really wanted her. But he was a goodly man, so that's Pharaoh's first baby. This woman is crazy. And upon the third day of his birth, Pharaoh made a feast for his officers and servants, for the host of the land of Zoar and the land of Egypt. And the people of Egypt and the servants of Pharaoh came to eat and drink with the king at the feast of his son, and to rejoice at the king's rejoicing. And all the officers of the king and his servants were rejoicing at that time for 8 days at the feast. And they made merry with all sorts of musical instruments, with timbrels and with dancers in the king's house for 8 days. And the butler, to whom Joseph had interpreted his dream, forgot Joseph, and he did not mention him to the king as he had promised. For this king was from Yah, in order to punish Joseph because he had trusted in man. And Joseph remained after this in the prison house 2 years, until he had completed 12 years. All right, so thinking fleshly, man. Joseph, he's in this dungeon, and he's thinking fleshly, man. As godly as he was, man, he was thinking fleshly, and all the good that he had did by not sleeping with Pharaoh's wife and everything. You get to one of them points where you're like, man, well, I should have just slept with his wife. If I'm gonna get punished 2 more years for trusting in this baker, because Joseph was putting his trust in this baker. And you gotta understand, man, this dude was in there 10 years, man. It's like, I'm never gonna get out. I'm never gonna get out of here. What have I got to lose, man? It's like y'all's forgotten about me or something, man. I've already lived this crazy life. I've been sold and enslaved. My brothers don't like me. They sold me over here, man. I can't see my father and all this craziness, man. And I'm stuck in this dungeon every day, and I didn't even do anything. Just tell Pharaoh something. You can feel Joseph, man. You as a human being, man, you're not perfect. You're not perfect. And then this even said that this came from Yah. You know what I'm saying? So, Joseph would have did what a lot of people would have done, man. 10 years stuck in a prison and you didn't even do anything. That's just the way he was feeling, man. I feel it. All right, this is your boy, Yah's chosen one, man. Keep your head up, keep your head straight. Follow the statutes and commandments, and continue to read, man. Read every day. Read something. I don't care if it's just 1 chapter a day. Read something. You know what I'm saying? Edify your mind. All right. Shalom.